This is the second installment of the Living with Autism videos that my son and I are doing. This one is about sensory processing. Now, many people call it sensory processing disorder, which implies that there's something negative about it. I like to call it sensory processing challenges and attributes to honor the fact that yes, it does come with challenges, but there are many secret hidden gifts in it as well. So, let me describe how it works. When a neurotypical is someone that has typical neurological responses. It's kind of a lingo in the autism world that you're either autistic or you're neurotypical. When a neurotypical person experiences stimuli, they process it through their 5 senses: touch, sight, hearing, smell, and taste. Their brain body processes the stimuli, and most often a typical response occurs. For example, grass on the feet feel good, light touch feels nice, a sound of a car screeching might momentarily startle them, but then they quickly realize they're okay because the car is far away. With sensory processing challenges, incoming stimuli is processed by the brain body, and an atypical or mixed up response might occur. Someone with sensory processing challenges might experience the tag or the hum and hub of a busy room as extremely annoying, even to the point that they experience what feels like physical pain as a result. The sound of a busy room or the feeling of a tag stays in the forefront of their attention and makes it hard for them to take part in a conversation. Their nervous system might even go into action because it interprets the unpleasant sensation as a life or death threat. This can cause someone to go into the flight response, to run away or disassociate, or to fight, aggressively act out, or to freeze, stillness, rigidity, or lack of tone as a response to the stimulus. Many times people with sensory processing challenges can cope with challenging situations, but they have a threshold after which they no longer can cope well. I use the analogy of coping tokens. Let's say we all have about 30 stress coping tokens a day that we spend when we're dealing with stressful situations. A neurotypical might spend a few coping tokens dealing with sensory input and have lots to spend on life issues and social dynamics. Sometimes they might even finish the day with extra coping tokens, which they can use the next day. A person with sensory processing challenge may start off with the same amount of coping tokens, but they might spend most of them in the morning coping with the tag on their shirt. They might be so busy coping that they might not be able to concentrate on anything else. By lunchtime, they may have used up all their coping tokens and have none left for the rest of the day. Now, my son has autism, but I also have sensory processing disorder. Now, the interesting thing with autism is that everyone with autism has some form of sensory processing challenges. But you can have sensory processing challenges all on their own. When I walk into a busy room, I can keep track of about 6 or 8 conversations. The cadence and rhythm I experience is like a huge polyrhythmic orchestra. And that's just the sound. I also experience an emotional nuance from each conversation that feels like a hum. If someone comes up to talk to me, I have the ability to filter out this amazing polyrhythmic orchestra. But to do so, I spend a lot of my coping tokens. The risk is that once my coping tokens are all spent, my brain goes into a very non-functional state that I call brain fry. My son Wyatt knows this well. When he sees me in this state, he's, "Mama, is your brain fried?" And I'll be like, "Yes." And he knows I need a good rest and to sit down and relax so that my brain starts working again. I was once in a store when Wyatt was 4 years old, and he said to me, "Mama, they have the same fan here as Aunt Levis's cottage." I turned around expecting to see the fan, or a fan, but there wasn't one, and I asked, "Well, what do you mean?" And he said, "It sounds the same." I realized he was referring to the HVAC system. I inquired further. Pointing upward, I said, "Do you mean the hum coming from that vent?" And he said, "Yes." I said, "What about the sound coming from our vents at home?" "No," he said, "they sound different." He had unconsciously cataloged the different hum sounds that come from HVAC systems and could match up similar sounding hums. This is part of the range of unique responses that often occur with sensory processing challenges. Standing in the store looking at my son, I was thinking to myself, with this acute hearing, while it can be challenging at times, it could also be useful in his life. Maybe he'll become a car mechanic who can diagnose the engine trouble with just how the car sounds. Or maybe he'll become a musician. Or maybe. There's lots of different things he could use this sensitivity for. I see it as my job as a mom to help him figure out what gifts arise out of his sensitivities.
Hi. Where are you now? Would you like to tell the people watching about wearing jeans? What it feels like? Is that how you tell if clothes are going to be okay, that you turn them inside out?
Look at it.
Okay, so what parts of the jeans make them unwearable?
I don't like this at all.
You don't like that part?
But I don't know what this is.
That's what the pocket is sewn to, and it makes a little ridge. What happens if you wear a tag like that? Oh, it's so bad you want to rip it off right away. I think we probably need to cut that off. But I don't think you can wear these jeans anyway, so I was thinking of leaving the tag on so that we could give them to another kid. And what happens if you wear jeans to school? Would you be able to concentrate at school? No. Is it because your mind's taken up with like, oh, it feels terrible, that pocket and those buttons, and oh, that seam feels terrible, so you couldn't think about anything else? Is that what happens? Yeah. What do you think of those pants? Is the fabric okay, or is it too rough?
The fabric's okay,
Yeah.
but this is the problem.
What does the seam feel like?
Yeah,
Oh.
see.
And are these pants good ones? What do you call pants that you can wear?
Flat pants.
Flat pants. We're always looking for good flat pants. How about these ones?
These are flat pants.
To finish, I would like to share some strategies that my husband and I use with Wyatt's sensory processing challenges. One is exposure. Wyatt attended beginner swim lessons month after month until the sensation of water on his face became more tolerable. We also try to reduce irritating stimuli. We provide the most comfortable clothing for Wyatt so he does not have to spend his coping tokens on tags and seams. The other strategy is ensuring his token bank is full of tokens. We do this by making sure he gets adequate sleep, nutrition, time in nature, downtime, and exercise, as these things build up his coping token bank. We also teach and support self-calming techniques. Techniques such as deep breaths, age-appropriate meditation exercises, and stimming help him calm down his nervous system. A strategy for the future is that Wyatt hopes to have an autism service dog.